Yep. Okay.
Oh, he interviewed for coaching?
Yeah, he got it. Yeah, for the Knicks. Oh wow, Knicks job.
He can't walk that, man.
No.
Like,
I think he will because of his New York Times.
Okay, you think it's the New York Times? Because I think like Kenny Smith would take the job over like like somebody Steve Kerr would talk to, because remember Steve Kerr turned this down.
Right.
I just think that if
Do you want to deal with all that?
All right. How were the Knicks doing in 1998? By the way, they were pretty good, right?
They went to the finals.
They went to the finals, lost to the Spurs in the '99 finals.
That's what I'm saying, did this.
They were a powerhouse in the vaunted '90s. Also a powerhouse in the vaunted '90s. What are we in '98? What is it, a Super Nintendo world? Or are we in a
64?
That's like
PS1
PS1 and 64. Yeah.
PS1 64 world? Yeah.
Dreamcast was about to be.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, yeah.
It was almost at Dreamcast time. Okay. Mook found a list. We like lists around here.
Time, and today we're gonna go with games that are turning 20 years old today. Also, before they shout out to GTA 4 turning 10 today. And we're gonna start with the greatness of Resident Evil 2, which was released on the the PS1. Man, shout out to Claire Redfield and good old. That was the first game we got to see good old Leon Kennedy in a good old Stars outfit. But yeah, man, I just remember just for them to be able to like backdoor after the first one and just like make this one even scarier and the guns. Now also, I can honestly say I would not be able to play like an old Resident Evil game now because the controls like piss me all the way off. Byron, next one, good old 10-2 Stealth Assassins. So basically, Dave, you play a ninja, and your goal is to basically assassinate people.
Yeah.
Granted, Stealth Assassins
To
now.
the max.
Now, think about PS1, and the goal was basically you were just like running around rooftops trying to say, nah, son. Also, the very first StarCraft game was released in 1998. Damn. Yeah. Very first StarCraft was released.
64.
Yeah, because now when you think about it, Warcraft 1 and 2 was already out. Like Blizzard, they kind of found a little bit of notoriety with Warcraft, but like StarCraft was like the game that kind of took them over the top. And that explains why they take like 10 to 15 years just to make the sequels to them.
That sound about right.
And this is for everybody in the room. Gran Turismo was released in 1998.
The greatness, where the engine runner was blessed. Oh wow, look at those chimney sweepers.
And even like when you think about it now, just how complex the game was back then on PS1. Even graphically, I mean, obviously it don't really hold up today, but now Dave, I know you're an avid Gran Turismo player.
Yes.
Did you start from the first one? Or did you start from like 3 or 4?
I started with 4.
Okay, so you get a chance to play the first
No,
one.
did not get a chance. I just seen just clips.
When I say just like, how they be teaching you like how to drive and drift and all that?
Yes.
When I say it's hard just to get past the tutorials. So
the,
that's why you laugh.
And we on the PS1 controller,
Yeah,
right?
PS1 controller. Yeah. Chris, this one actually is for you. The very first Rainbow Six game came out in 1998.
Yeah, 64.
And I think, we've all played the new one, you know what I'm saying? It actually still basically the same format. It was basically made as a sequel to one of, the Rainbow.
Yeah, the game was hard as hell, dude.
Yeah,
I was getting pissed. Mook was seeing me getting pissed playing Rainbow Six.
Because you got to think about like back then, I think that was like probably one of the first just real squad-based games. Then when you think about the fact that, you got to deal with hostages, making sure your hostages don't get murdered, making sure it wasn't one of them situations, Dave. Like even now, like those games are not like running, like running gun type games. It really was about teamwork. So it kind of made you think even back then. Up next, one of my favorite games actually on the PS1 was Parasite Eve. Now, basically, Parasite Eve was the first M-rated game that Square Enix made. Square Enix basically known for, like Final Fantasy games and things like that, and the greatest of Kingdom Hearts out now. But, Dave, they didn't have a problem, bro, because, for your first M-rated game, the very first scene is a chick singing opera, and then everybody in the audience is catching on fire except for her.
Yeah.
Why she still singing opera? She is still singing while people's on fire running around.
Yeah, that was a weird. Yeah, you're right about that. That's a weird intro. We had talked video game intros. That's up there with that Assassin's Creed that when the opera's going on, dudes get shot.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. But you know, I think the thing about Parasite Eve that I liked also was the fact that it was kind of like action gameplay, but it was turn-based at the same time. So it was kind of like a Resident Evil meets Final Fantasy type situation. A game that they have just announced will be getting an HD remaster, Spyro the Dragon.
Yo.
The very first one was released in 1998 on the PS1. And I mean, I don't think a lot of people, I mean, like after Crash Bandicoot, Spyro was supposed to kind of like take over as far as like the PlayStation mascot, which was kind of weird considering Crash was still hot. But I think like in 98, the third game was about to be out. So I think Warped was, you know, about to be the end of Crash. But yeah, Hollywood, they are bringing back Spyro the Dragon. And on the cool, that was a hard ass platforming game, but even for back then. And I saved this one for last. Well, definitely not least. But shout out to Hideo Kojima. Shout out to the first Metal Gear Solid game.
Man.
Well, the first PS1 Metal Gear Solid game being released, and I don't even know what can be said. I ain't been said about this game already. First of all, it was a damn double disc. It wasn't a lot of double disc games back on the PS1 outside of Final Fantasy. You know what I'm saying?
Research on double disc games.
Cause I think like Panzer Dragoon was, you know, like a double disc.
Was GTA like a double disc too? It was like GTA 1.
It was probably like GTA 1 or 2 if
Yeah,
it
it was a
was.
double
I
disc
can't
too.
remember, but I think, you know, storytelling wise, it was great. I mean, I think everybody still remembers when they had to like finally realize they had to unplug their PlayStation 1 controller and plug it into the second slot when they was like going against Psycho Mantis.
Yeah.
Because he kept reading all your damn movements. And then, Dave, it was so complex. Now think about this. PlayStation 1, like Psycho Mantis could read your memory card and like tell you what games you So the only way you could beat him is to unplug your controller out of the PS1, out of the one player slot, plug it to the second spot. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like even back then, bro.
Okay, so in a pre-YouTube social media world, how the hell do y'all find that out? They gotta wait for the next, you know, like Nintendo Power to come out or some shit?
Well, I ain't gonna lie. Me personally, I found out because I ain't gonna lie. One day he killed me again. I just ripped my controller out, and I didn't feel like, you know. So I just put in the second controller. Then next thing you know, I started busting his ass, and I'm like, oh, maybe this works. And then lo and behold, you know, later on down the line, a couple of my partners like, yeah, that's how I beat him too. So, but yeah, just think about, you know, shout out to Snake. I mean, all of them, you know, Liquid Snake, Solid Snake. Shout out to Revolver Ocelot, who is still one of my favorite video game villains because, hey, man, no matter what decade, no matter what period, he gonna find a revolver, he gonna do some N1 tricks with it and F you up. But, I mean, because when you think about, like, the N64 was out, but, you know, they were still kind of going with the cartridge thing, and then when the PS1 came out with the disc, it was just so fantastic. And, oh, actually, I'm not gonna end it with that one. Hey, Chris, what's up on that Tekken 3, son?
No.
Yep.
No.
Yep.
No.
Oh, man.
No. That is an instant frisbee story.
Come on, son.
No. 3 things about that game. Number 1, people cheat. And this is around that time when people were able to get those controls that had the turbo that Mad Catz made, and the dude was breakdancing the whole time.
Eddie Gordo?
Yeah.
Yo.
And Hwang too. Hwang was like that too.
Well, I like
Hwang is worse than Eddie.
my
Hwang
boy,
worse
though.
than Eddie though.
But Eddie,
Eddie was
a
unreal.
capoeira fighter, you know what I'm saying? All you had to do, I still remember, you finna hate, because all you had to do was push X, 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 circle, 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 and he gonna like do the same combo and F you up.
Yeah, I mean, my second thing is this. The issue I got. Oh, wow. That's a good list. If I had to pick one for me on this list that I would take, for me personally, I would have to go with the Tom Clancy's because that's the style of games I play.
Yeah, sure.
The Parasite Eve is interesting though. You kind of brought back some memories with that because I never got a chance to play that because something happened.
I didn't cut you off, but I think that was a double disc too. The first one was a double disc too.
Was it because of that? Because I think something happened I was at Hollywood Video, and they gave me 1 disc, and that's all you could do.
Yep. I know
They-
exactly what you're talking about.
Because they didn't know at the time, like, it came a double disc, and like.
And they considered the second disc as like an extra game, so you had to like pay extra.
But man, the Tekken thing is weird for me because Tekken gets so put down because of two things. It was around Street Fighter's time, Mortal Kombat's time, and then there was those people that would do. Because you gotta think about this. In '98, we're at the 64 scene, so we get those Mortal Kombats. We had Killer Instinct, Gold.
You remember Virtual Fighter was out too.
Virtual Fighter did SNKs, of course.
Yeah.
Soul, like I think Soul Blade. No, I got to
It's
I think Soul Blade was about. Nah, Soul Blade was the first.
Soul Blade was the
Yeah,
first.
Soul Blade
Then you
was
got
the
the
first.
SNK versus Street Fighter.
Marvel vs. Capcom, like all the X-Men versus
Street Fighters
whatever.
and
Yeah, so we had our run of fight games, which I think Tekken is
Yeah,
vastly
sure.
underrated, but yeah, I didn't like that game because of two things. And also now, I got a question to ask you guys. Is there any one of these games that are playable to today, like in today's standard?
Yeah.
Like, could you sit there and play one of those games?
I sure
Because
can.
I'll say this. For the most part, it has to be multiplayer because, like, we played wrestling that night for...
Yeah, oh yeah. The WWE 2K sessions, they get
Yeah.
they get real, son.
But I don't know if any of these games are actually playable now because, like, we're so spoiled on HG. Like, think about that. We don't...
I mean, it ain't that. It's because I mean, like even like Dave, I got like the emulator. So I still like every now and then I go back and play like some of the old games. But like as far like I go back and like play Parasite Eve probably again though because just to, like go back and laugh. Cause like you think about like when you play like you go back and play these games now as an adult, that opera scene is gonna be even funnier. Well, I know to me personally, but
I just don't understand that how did they. That tells me a lot about technology because back then we took those kind of things for granted because we were just trying to play the games, and like I think that like I was trying to speed rush the games that actually.
yeah, that's true.
Like now I'm actually sitting there trying to. Because
Get
everything's
the
a
most
movie.
out of your yeah.
Because everything's a movie now. Like literally, these games are movies. Because like that last Assassin's Creed in the opera was crazy. Like you're literally watching a movie and also somebody gets killed and you're like, what do I do? But man, that's a good list. 1998. Man, that's 64. PlayStation. Do we have anything else? Was Sega Saturn still in this?
I think it was either just released or was about to be done. 'Cause I know I think that's what Panzer Dragoon came out first before it hit like the PS1.
But yeah, that's an interesting list, man. But you got to think about this though. I was also a sports guy, so that was kind of like, for me, I hate that I kind of shelter myself to only want to play sports games. But I also got spoiled because during that time, you got to realize 1997, 96 was World Tour,
Yeah.
98, 97 was Revenge.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got really spoiled.
really, I agree.
Very good, very good. All right, there was some wrestling this weekend. UFC's taking a couple of weeks off. Danny Jacobs did win some boxing this past weekend. There's a report that Deontay Wilder has offered Anthony Joshua $50 million to come fight in the U.S., but nothing major on the boxing or the MMA scene, although two dudes did fight with a combined age of 79 years old.
Is that what I posted the thing about?
Yes, that would be Fedor.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that's right.
41 years old. Frank Mir, 38 years old, and the fight lasted 48 seconds.
Like when that time we fought with Uriah Faber, he got knocked out. Yeah.
Go ahead, sir.
So there's your fight stuff. But there was something called the Greatest Royal Rumble that did occur this weekend, so we will give us a quick update on that.
Yeah. First of all, it was 5 hours, which is not the
Yeah.
problem, but because I think like WrestleMania was like 5 hours as well. But that was in Saudi Arabia, so it was their first show in Saudi Arabia, I believe. So I mean, it was okay to be honest with you. It was kind of basically just like a glorified house show, just in Saudi Arabia. I mean, we had John Cena versus Triple H, old asses. I mean, they both look washed. John Cena still looking like he hurt because he ain't walking down the aisle no more.
He'll be okay.
Yeah, he'll bounce back. But we had Braun Strowman who ended up winning like the 50-man day Royal Rumble.
It's huge.
Yeah, that's a huge MF. But I mean, I know it was pretty good. Jinder Mahal should never win a championship again. I mean, he had like a terrible botch, bro. For those who don't know what botches is, it's spots in the match where it's obvious that that's not what was supposed to happen.
What about your boy that fell down?
Titus,
Oh,
see Titus?
Speaking of Titus O'Neil, today is his birthday too, by the way.
Oh,
And
that's
in
even
order
worse.
to honor his birthday, show him. Oh, also, they already made an RKO video out of it too. So, Dave, he was running down to the ring, right? Now you know how you slide into the ring. You know how you try to slide in her DMs and then you fail.
Watch this footing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then his feet was sticking out the apron.
Like the Wicked Witch of
Yeah,
the West.
so-
Oh, damn, homie.
Did you went under the ring to play it off?
And then, you know, they had Brock versus Roman Reigns, which, I mean, Roman didn't win, Brock still got the belt, whatever. But, I mean, to be honest with you, it really had no reason to be 5 hours. I mean, I give them a lot of, like, props for, like, holding the show in Saudi Arabia, though. But all in all, it was a wash. From 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. Y'all ain't New Japan Pro Wrestling.
Sure ain't.
That's it.
Yeah.
I know that boxing tip real quick. Okay, I took a peek at
Walked into that.
Okay. Did you see who James Jacobs called out?
Who did you call out?
Who you think? When the boys.
When them Houston Twins?
Yeah.
Look, I mean, there's ample competition in the 160 and the 168 division. So he can have his choice. I see that the Triple G shemockery of a fight is now on regular HBO. So I get to hear my man Roy Jones Jr. for free.
Talk about that.
Wax Country Yarn.
Have they ever had like Roy Jones and Monroe like
No.
commentators?
One is Showtime, one is
Oh, okay.
HBO.
Thank God.
Ain't no cross promotion, bro.
I already had to deal
Well, we're
with.
trying to make a joke back and we none of us get it.
I already had to deal with Roy Jones and Max that night. So no.
All right.
Yeah.
Our resident media hero, Hendo Henderson, aka SEEHENDO, has made his way to the bowels of Globe Life Park, boys and girls. That is right. Second year in a row that the Mo Sports Talk squad has got into your baseball life. And not only did Hendo get into your baseball life, he got into the opposing locker room's baseball life, okay?
And got gifts.
As a matter of fact, he got into a team's documentary.
Yeah.
And we're only in May, okay? So exciting times coming up for the squad. Chris will take on residential MLB duties, and he will give us a quick baseball report as well as some time spent with the Rangers in Globe Life Park. Take it away, brother.
Yeah, and just real quick on the baseball thing is, we've all been in the NBA locker rooms. We're used to that, but the baseball thing is totally different. When I mean totally different, it's just like when you walk in, just so you know, it's obviously more players. You're talking about 50 guys in the locker room. It's a bigger locker room, but everybody is available. There ain't like just guys that are hiding anywhere. They're sitting right there looking like, I literally walked in when the Mariners were playing, and the next thing you know, there's a chair right there with me. You can sit there. I'm sitting in my chair, and next, all of a sudden, this guy comes on his phone, sits down next to me, is Robinson Cano. So now I'm just sitting there like this, like, okay, this is awkward. And then we just sit there and talk, and you know, it was a great experience. Just loving baseball. I can see how it works. As far as like their preparation, these guys out there doing batting practice at 1 o'clock in the day. Game don't start at 7. They're running full drills. So taking about 100 swings each. So yeah, it don't stop. It ain't just a normal thing. And they do those 3 days in a row. I was tired of covering 3 days of baseball. I can imagine trying to play 3 days of baseball. So much love to that. But just real quick on the baseball notes, real quick. The Rangers did take a series against Toronto, and real quick, I don't know what's going on right now with him, but maybe Dave can explain to me what in the hell is wrong with Marcus Stroman right now. Marcus Stroman, ladies and gentlemen, ERA is right now is at over 8. He's 0-5 this year. He got destroyed by the Rangers.
Damn, I didn't know it was that bad.
Yeah, he's bad. He's bad. And he's having issues, they said, with his velocity.
Yeah, listen, when the pitching happens, like when it's precipitous fall like that, nowadays the first thing we look at is velocity. I remember Kenley Jansen struggling in the first week of the season, and they was already talking about he's 4 miles down on his fastball. So I'm with the velocity thing.
Yeah, and then, you know, just a little credit to a couple of teams real quick. The Philadelphia Phillies, everybody.
Yeah, who's talking down now?
Yeah.
Hey.
On the Fighting Gabes.
Ryan
Yeah, let's go. The Red Sox are still hot. They got beat by the A's a couple of games, but I mean that lineup with Benintendi and those guys, they're on some pace right now to like do some major like baseball like damage for us like stats. So I'm gonna give them a little credit. Other couple of notable things, they don't want to give me credit for this, but I've been trying to tell him if they're healthy, they could probably win the NL East. The New York Mets, everybody.
I done gave up picking the Nets, man.
It's not that, bro, but like the pitching is healthy. They made a decision on Matt Harvey, as in you're not a pitcher, bro, and moved him to the bullpen. So if their pitching stays healthy, they have the best pitchers
Yeah, they got
in the East. They seem to be responding to the fresher voice of Mickey Callaway.
Yeah.
And let's see how they handle the Cespedes injury or see how he handles it.
Well, the thing is this:
he hurt his thumb.
offensively, they only got one guy batting over 290. And that's what Jules career.
Yikes.
Now they do have some olds, so maybe they get better as the season goes along. They do have Jay Bruce and Todd Frazier.
Yeah,
They still got my man Jose.
Yes, Jose Reyes. Yeah.
Okay.
So but shout out to Thor and DeGrom. Look, man, those dudes are throwing 100 miles an hour into the sixth inning. So shout out to those two. And Steven Matz starting to turn around a little bit, so that's a good sign for them as well.
Young lefty.
I guess you want to cue this up for a youngin that's been announced the league, and when they say he's the natural, we talked about 5'2" players. This dude may be the real deal. Ronald Acuna Jr. for the Atlanta Braves. He's come out already just cracking the bat.
And the damn delay is the same thing that delayed Chris Bryant and Bryce Harper's arrival to the league. If you wait, I want to say 3 weeks. I think my dad will probably correct me on this. If you wait 3 weeks before you call them up to make their major league debut, you get an extra year before they can become free agents.
Yeah.
So they waited to call him up. Hopefully he's still wearing his hat the same damn way, because like Chris said, a young boy can hit.
Yeah, and last but not least, we got another ritual baseball moment, another old man baseball unwritten rule moment. There's been reports out of LA that the skipper has benched one of his best players because he's not trying hard. Cody Bellinger got benched because he didn't like to run the bases after a routine pop fly that was easily out, and manager didn't take no kind of that, and he has benched Bellinger. I don't know how long. Maybe he's back out. So I don't think he can go. Especially now with the news of Seager being out, he's gonna need that bat in that lineup. But look, man, I get it, but I don't get it. As being a baseball player, I understand the whole idea. You don't trot the bases and everything, but my thing is this. Like, it was a few years ago. I don't know if y'all remember, but John DePalma got mad at Bryce Harper.
Yep, gotta run that out, Bryce.
And he started punching on. They really started fighting in the dugout. Like, they started fighting in the dugout for no reason. Cause he grabbed him. Yeah, he grabbed him like Nene grabbed Jimmy Butler that time.
Yo, I forgot about that. Yo, I forgot about that.
Do it again, Dave.
Nene lost his mind that day, but yeah, credit to that man. But yeah, weird baseball story. But other than that, like I said, I enjoyed the baseball week. Good thing is, yeah, true story about the Seattle Mariners. Shout out to Seattle Mariners. They saw an interview that I was doing with D. Gordon. And D enjoyed the interview, and a couple players did as well. And I was lucky enough that one of the PR people heard the interview, and they came over to me, and I got kind of scared because I didn't know,
Hey, young brother, where you go?
talking sneakers in an MLB locker room is probably unseen. Like, you get in basketball sometimes, but never in baseball, right? So he came up to me and he asked me who could they use the content? I said, yeah, I didn't have a problem with it. And he was just like, well, who you with? I said, well, I'm with the Dallas Weekly, of course, but I'm doing something on having my radio show, Mo Sports Talk. And he said, well, we can't, there was some things that were said for us money and things like that, but then I was just like, okay, that's fine. But then they said they were going to take care of me. And then after the game, I'm walking back, and all of a sudden, it's like one of those, how, like, remember that what was that Coke commercial with, like, Joe Green?
Oh,
the kid.
Kid.
Well, it wasn't like, it was, I get, it may have been just like that because, like, I walked by the, Jeff Bannister, and, Bannister was just talking. And Bannister had asked me about a question that I had asked him because, it was a good question about Falefa, which is doing good about, like, Isaiah Conner Falefa, credit to him too. And next thing you know, I just heard somebody say, hey, come here real quick. And then it was a PR guy. So I go around the corner. I just see, by the way, when you walk around the corner, you see Edgar Martinez and Robinson Cano you get kind of intimidated. Look, I've been in the room. We've been in a room with some pretty big time NBA players. I probably freaked out when I saw those two. But next thing you know, he comes around the corner and he has his bat in his hand. And I'm looking at him like, okay, it's a bat. And next thing you know, he takes out this silver marker and signs it. He puts it on there and he says to Hendo, appreciate the love, and he signed the autograph and he said, here's a bat for you, man. The next thing you know, I didn't know, but they were telling me at the end of the year, if it clears, everything clears on it, Most Sports Talk will have basically going to show as if Most Sports Talk asked a question about, something about Seattle Mariners baseball, and he enjoyed his baseball life in Seattle. So We'll be in a documentary, which will be kind of, man, what if they like win the World Series, right? That'll be kind of like an unusual thing. Like they won the World Series, they were like in an actual World Series documentary. That'd be hilarious.
That'd be dope as
That'll go there. That'll go there with my Sports Nation thing and like, and my Jason Witten tweet that went bad.
All right, very good, man. Thank you very much. To clarify a couple of things, Corey Seager out for the season, the rare positional player that has to have Tommy John surgery. He joins the Mets catcher, Travis Darnell, as another position player this year having Tommy John surgery.
Jeffrey Core had a couple of those.
Yes, he did. And Clay, damn, think about his dad. Cody Bellinger was benched because there's this area, Chris, we need to explore this on MLB The Show, at the Giants stadium called Triples Alley. And the second time, manager Dave Roberts got mad because he thought Bellinger should have gotten a triple on a play he hit to the left field gap. So apparently at the whatever they call it, is it Pac Bell, AT&T, Candlestick, T-Mobile,
the plasma spot,
whatever that center is now, whatever the Giants play, apparently there's something called Triples Alley. Maybe I need to come back to the Dodgers. Oh. All right. Quick note before we get to the history lessons. Big Three draft.
Yeah.
Was around or came around and
that was so bad.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Q was in a suit.
He was in a suit.
In a suit, man.
Okay.
How many Jingles did you point in the ground?
Be who the draftee, or at least stand out draftee.
Well, I'm gonna say when it happened, like only 7 of the 8 teams participated in the draft. The trilogy.
Wait a minute.
No, wait.
They passed?
No, the reigning champions do not do not have picks. Yeah, that's the rule of it.
So we won and we can't get better.
Yeah,
Am I about to suck? Like
that's why I'm like, wait, what is that? So like it says, 7 of the league's 18 participate in the festivities. The trilogy, the Lone Club not to submit selections since the league rules state the reigning champs must defend their crown with the same roster they rolled out a season ago. So they can't even get no draft picks to in the next draft if you win the championship. Yeah, it's 3-on-3. That's what I'm saying. 3-on-3.
But
we won the championship last year. You mean tell me I can't add 2-3 more players to my roster?
How many players is on the full roster?
It is 6 players on the full roster.
Okay.
6.
So basically a hoop it up squad.
Yeah, so it was 19 selections, but I'm just gonna name the number ones. All right. In round 1, Three's Company got former Texas Tech great Andre Emmett.
Damn, that's where he is. Former Carter Cowboy.
He's a weird thing because he's like 6'5", 6'4". He's so short.
Yeah.
He's a no shooting swing man.
Byron Eaton gonna be their next.
We have.
We ain't even got the history yet, bro. We already dropping stuff.
Also in round 1 for the 4th pick, the Pirates selected Chris Birdman Anderson.
How old is he now? Is he
like 40?
No, he ain't 40 yet. No.
Okay.
He's like mid-30. Yeah.
Man.
We also then we have also picked in the 6th round. We have lefty Lee Naylon. Former
Art. Is that
TCU great?
Yes, TCU.
TCU. Oh my God.
You know he averaged 13 points a game in the NBA. 5 points to get you in the Hall of Fame with legends.
Not too that. In the 2nd round, we got selected number 8. We have Jason Maxiell.
Former, Birdman's 39. Oh. Jason Maxiell, former basketball husband.
Yep.
Former Carrollton Newman Smith great.
Yes, sir.
Former Orlando Magic great.
Yep.
Detroit Pistons.
And a Detroit Piston.
He's like that 6'6", like powerful.
Yes, yeah. All he needed was some dreads, and he would
35.
be. Thank you. All he would need is some dreads, and he would be Jay Crowder.
Also in the 2nd round, we have former Clippers great Ryan Hollins.
Yo, no. What are you
talking about? Him doing TV.
Ryan Hollins has been picked in the Big Three draft.
Do you think NBA TV and ESPN is paying him by the appearance?
Yeah.
It has to be.
Then he needs a job.
Yeah, he has to be.
He's nothing but 33 years old.
He has some nice ways, though. Hey, man, when you were big and all you can do is set screens, though, we can find a 20-year-old to do that.
Also,
you tall and light-skinned. You should be able to survive in the NBA.
Also selected.
You should be able to survive in life.
In the 2nd round, which he should have been a 1st-round pick, I guess, but we have former Clippers great, former Suns great Quentin Richardson.
He's fat now.
What?
Yeah. Also in the 2nd round, Salim Stoudemire and Marcus Banks. And let me continue on real quick with the 3rd round.
That's like the most random Stoudemire, right?
That is, bro.
The first thing came to my mind is Arizona.
We may have a Tony Madsenberg nominee with Jim Jackson. We have Mike James selected in the 3rd round.
That Mike James?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Former Mavs great.
Former Houston, former everything.
Yeah.
Former
Yeah,
Wizard.
Yeah, I was
Wizard.
about to say.
Former
right.
Timberwolf.
We have Ryan Gomes.
Former Providence great. Former Celtic.
We have Mario West, point guard.
Uh,
And last notable name selected in the 3rd round. He's only worth a 3rd round pick in a Big 3 draft. Former Blazers great Bonzi Wells.
Wait a
Bonzi
minute.
actually can.
oh, former
Yeah, go ahead.
Blazer.
Yeah, former
Bonzi
Blazer.
actually can hoop though.
Yeah, former King.
Wait a minute. Which Mike James? The one that played for Phoenix or
No, not that one.
Okay. Okay.
No, the darkened.
Why is this the first week
I
of
know.
entry Oh, okay. I gotta go to the.
That's
Wait a
the
minute.
goal.
That Mike James is 43 years old.
43 years old.
God damn.
He was on a former Mavs.
Oh, 40.
Yeah, former
I mean,
man, yeah.
he's still 40 though.
All right. So here are at least his NBA teams. 01, the Heat, Celtics, Pistons, Bucks, Rockets, Raptors, Timberwolves, Hornets, Wizards, Texas Legends, Dallas Mavericks. He has had 3 stints with the Chicago Bulls.
Damn. 3?
No, okay, hold on. 2012, 2013, okay, just the 2012 season, so I guess that was like half, the second half, because the 2011-2012, he played for the Erie Bayhawks, and he played for them in 2013-2014. He's also spent time with the Bulls of Zhejiang. He has also played for the Rockford Lightning, something called the SLUC Nancy Basket.
Oh, like Waterboy, the LSU Bulldogs?
The Nancy
Nancy
Basket.
Basket?
They are a French team.
Oh. Yeah, he's up there.
Hey, what I thought about when Peter got traded from the Patriots, they had to play for the Cincinnati.
That's your big 3 update?
It did give him the rules.
So hold on. How do the champions add players? Is there like a
They don't. They
They
got the
just
same
keep the
roster.
6?
They keep the
So
same
somebody
roster.
retires.
Yeah, but say why they want to cut somebody?
Y'all want to know the trilogy's roster?
So Reggie Evans is the first person.
Who's the trilogy roster?
It is Kenyon Martin, Al Harrington, Rashad McCants,
Oh, they won.
Dante Jones, Deion Glover, and James White.
I'll say this, man.
Ain't none of them over 6'5" down there?
Don't so Al buys,
Tell
right?
Deion Glover?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Al puts it. Al has the sack, right?
Yeah.
He doesn't need to put it. Okay.
Yeah.
So I put some
And there's
stress in
there's
it,
2
so bring it.
co-captains and
Oh,
a
he has
captain.
his own business with that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Uncle Al's.
Yeah. They won the
My
title last year.
my granny was able to read the Bible for the first time in 3 years.
Oh.
Ready for history?
See?
Yeah, we don't need a break. Let's
It's
get
good.
history and get us on out of here.
All right, well, so besides the games I mentioned earlier in 1998, we're going to go to 1999 with Bloody War 2, which is a
Hey.
very underrated fighting game. They basically, humans turn into animals.
Yeah.
And
On the
it's a
fly.
fighting game.
On the fly.
Yeah, just YouTube it.
Bloody what?
Bloody Roar.
Roar.
Yeah, like
War. WAR.
Damn, I see 5 of them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a plethora of them.
Yeah.
We talking about part 2?
Yeah, part
Okay.
2.
But first 2, after that we good, Brian. But yeah, the first 2 was awesome.
Also in 1999, Street Fighter Alpha 3 was released. And I know we're on the A side, but FM Bison, because the
Man,
single
same,
person
dude.
literally took up the whole stage. It wasn't no blocking it, bro. All you hear is
You couldn't block. Then he do the little, the little
Oh,
kicks.
damn.
Yeah.
He knocked him out the doohickey.
yeah, man. Yeah. It got real on Bloody War.
Yeah, but
son.
it was awesome.
Shinlong versus Yugo.
Hey,
Yeah. Hey.
here you go, my boy.
Yeah.
Shenlong was a beast too. In 2000, Chris, for the Sega Dreamcast, GTA 2 was released, and those was, that was a good old top-down GTA.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
How far we come?
That was 18 years.
18 years ago,
Goddamn.
man.
In 2002, the remakes of the first Resident Evil game was released on the GameCube, and I ain't gonna lie, as far as like remakes go, that was a damn good remake for a video game, dog.
GameCube underrated system, by the way.
It is, especially with them wrestling games, because the wrestling
The
games,
wrestling
was,
games
you-
was awesome.
people forget, that's what Resident Evil 4 was originally on, before it hit
Yes,
PlayStation.
it
It was
was.
the Nintendo GameCube
It was
game
great.
first. In 2010, Splinter Cell Conviction was released, and that was the last. Nah, I forgot we had Blacklist after that. Well, that was the last Sam Fisher, Splinter Cell. And in 2013, Chris, Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon was released.
That is a weird game.
It is, but it is so awesome.
It's like some kind of retro thing.
Yo, that commercial for 5 looks awesome.
Yeah.
It is.
Okay, that commercial for 5 looks awesome.
I'll tell you the controversy about it off air.
Oh,
And by the way,
I like
if you haven't got God of War, get it. I haven't got it, but I've seen people playing it. I'm getting kind
I'm
of,
trying so hard not to look at man. Yeah.
I'm getting kind of upset because I'm kind of stuck on like MLB the show right now. So, yeah.
All right, let's continue on with the movies. We have in 1993 movie. Of course, you know I'm a big fan of biopics, but we have Jason Scott Lee in Dragon, a Bruce Lee story.
Shout out to, even though he was just like punching and kicking, and then the movie just fades to black.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then all you hear is just his wife, and this day he died. Yeah. So yeah.
All of a sudden, he's fell into a mysterious coma and died. What?
He's still punching and
But
kicking.
he's still punching and kicking on top of this little statue thing in front of all his students, like standing real high up.
Okay, I thought he was like getting sleep. He was like punching and kicking. Like
No.
Like Reese Tay was when he got choked out.
In 1994, we have Three Ninjas Kick Back. That was the second installment of Three Ninjas.
It was still cool, you know. Once they put Hogan
there
in it,
was
you
a
know.
lot of karate movies during the '90s and like the late '80s. What was that about?
That was the kids of the Saturday Kung Fu Theater, or you know what I'm saying? Kids of Wu-Tang.
Did y'all see the new Cobra Kai movie?
Yep, I'm seeing it.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Wait, so is that YouTube stuff real?
That's a real
real
movie.
sh-
It's a
hold
real
on.
movie.
It's not a weekly show?
No, it's a real movie. I'm seeing it. I ain't missing that, bro. That's gonna be awesome. All right.
I ain't saying all that shit.
In 1996, we have The Craft movie. Very underrated movie.
Yeah, Neil Campbell and
Yeah.
And Neil Campbell's like a nice '90s.
Yeah. Rachel True was in it too.
And she like 50, not
Still, yes. Yeah.
Tell you love.
And also we have Jeff Goldblum and Samuel L. Jackson in The Great White Hype.
Hilarious.
Yeah, that's
Awesome.
yeah.
You know, we kind of had that with Conor McGregor and Floyd, if you think about it.
Except the we couldn't laugh at the racial jokes that was there
Yeah.
because Conor was out here saying he had a black penis and kept calling Floyd boy.
Yeah.
like Kratos.
In 1997, we have moved the first Austin Powers.
Hey man, shout out to International Man of
Yeah,
Year.
man.
Rest in peace to Vern Troy.
Yes,
Yes.
yes, definitely.
In 1998,
Does it make you horny, baby?
Hendo. 1998, we have the Shuttleworths. And we also have your favorite driver on there in that good old Cadillac.
Greatest. Look,
Yeah,
look,
yeah.
look. There will be no slander towards the great Big Time. Anybody who produce, you know what Big Time is, right? From He Got Game. Big Time is greatness.
Dog.
Big Time.
He wasn't, bro, but he wasn't know what Mike Ellison, Ice Cube was torturing all about the Benjamins in the hotel room. He tried to
He
kill
was
him.
also retarded on what's name, right? When he was on Do the Right Thing, right?
Yeah.
He's the dude that was doing the posters.
But hey, man, you can't knock Big Time for giving Jesus and his
He
cousin.
gave some good advice. He gave some professional advice.
It took them to school, see?
Yes,
They
and
went
like
to
they was
school.
skipping
But he almost kicked Boogie out the car though.
because he kept talking.
Yeah, he kept talking to it.
Bro,
This guy come pick me.
Hill Harper's name was Booger, bro.
Booger.
And now he's on CNN talking.
That was a
about
class. Man, that movie has good like replay now.
Movie was awesome. All right. In 1999, we have The Mummy being released.
Where is he now?
Brendan Fraser?
He just came over with a movie recently.
Yeah.
Yeah. He still
He's chilling.
working.
I think he does like
I think he
writing.
still got that Mummy bread stuff. You know how much that movie made, bro? All three of them?
Yeah, but Tom Cruise getting that mummy money now. So,
Boy.
I mean,
Yeah. All right. In 2000, we had one of my favorite movies, Gladiator, was released. Shout out to Russell
Greatness.
Crowe.
greatness.
We have in 2001 that made $202 million. In 2002, where is Tobey Maguire? Spider-Man was released movie.
First two was great.
Yeah.
The third one was like the last Chingy album.
In 2003, we have X-Men 2.
That was great as well. And the third one was like Chingy.
In 2004, Mook, I'm sorry, but Van Helsing was released.
It wasn't that bad. I mean, you know,
Had enough judge to get a TV show.
and a video game.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
In 2005, winning Best Picture, we have Crash. And shout out to Ludacris for saying that even the windows on the buses are racist because everybody out the black, all the black people had to look out the window to see all the white people succeed.
yep. Yep.
How does that correlate with each other? You had to be extremely like mad about this.
Like they white people on the bus.
We got jokes, man.
And in 2007 movie, we already mentioned how trash this movie was. We have Spider-Man 3.
Continue.
You know what I'm saying, man?
James
Yeah, I know, bro. I know. I ain't trying to piss y'all. All right. Real quick with the birthdays, turning 57 years old, we have the greatness of Zeke, Isaiah Thomas.
Damn.
He is great.
57 years old, like that.
He's what, look, man. I hate to say it, I don't like that underrated word, but man.
Yes.
He deserves a lot
Yes.
more.
He is definitely underrated.
He's awesome.
He's the best. I'll tell you this. He's the best 6 foot and under guard ever. If you want to argue that, not naming Tony.
There's something with that.
Yeah,
there's
that's a
something to
legit
that.
argument,
There's
yeah.
something to that.
Yeah, and that's no disrespect down obviously. So
And you know what? I do like his petty claim of both
Jordan-
ending the Laker dynasty and delaying the start of the Bulls dynasty.
I
ain't
like
lying.
that. Yeah, he ain't lying though. He did do it. All right. We have former Giants great Dave Meggett with the birthday.
can't say nothing about him.
Not now. Not
No,
now. No.
Can't say nothing about him.
No.
We have former
You
Pacer.
know his cousin is right.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so no, we good. Former Pacer, former Rocket, Luis Scola with the birthday.
He's gonna be in these notes.
Okay. Do you have his listed age?
Who, Luis Scola?
No.
Yeah. Okay.
Do we tell the age by his hair?
The lace
Or the
front?
missing hair? Or yeah, lace front? Or
He's
do
got
we
the
go
same
by that?
haircut.
He ain't got no leg.
His
Got a
whole-
leg front.
his
That's
whole
how it's
career,
going.
He's got the
bro.
same haircut.
His whole career.
Oh, do you got like that one braid that goes to the top?
I think David Robinson's the only person that had the same haircut through his whole career.
He still got
He
it.
still
You
got
got that box, man. Military box.
It's like his head was getting shaped like a box. He didn't want to give it up.
Like you just military.
That's the person I would
know
want to talk basketball with. David Robinson.
Wait a minute.
Or Aloysius.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That whole family is doing it.
Okay.
You know what his cousin is, right?
Ooh.
The dude that they tried to get us to talk about earlier.
Yeah. Pay rent. All
Finish
right.
it.
Turning 26 years old today, we have Travis Scott.
Yeah.
yeah.
You know, Travis Scott, you
All
know.
right. Turning 30. She's just 33 years
Very
old.
underrated producer in there.
We have Wonder Woman herself, Gal Gadot.
Ooh.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's how it needs to be.
Travis Scott and Tiger are Eskimo brothers?
Yeah.
Tiger is dancing with braids now.
Yeah, he was. He was doing the Mario dances. He was doing like the Street Fighter
I
stuff.
blame Chris Brown.
He was pumping his chest. Like
Yep.
Oreo. And turning 36 years old, we have Kristen Dunst, and also turning 36, Lloyd Banks.
Recently retired.
AKA Blue Hefner.
Yeah.
Recently retired.
Do you believe that Curtis claimed when he said he made him him and Tony Ayo, he made them $10 million
Yeah.
in the rap game?
I believe it.
I believe Lloyd Banks.
Hold on. When Lloyd Banks retired, what does that
Why you don't
mean?
believe Yayo?
Because,
He had a platinum album.
unfortunately,
50 bought 1 million copies of it. He was on the wall on that album cover, bro.
He was in jail.
That's his fault.
that they had a portrait on Ben for birthday.
How come Migos didn't do that?
They just waited.
They waited.
He's still in the album.
I mean, you know, they had they got so many songs they can just be like, look, y'all know what it is.
So if this had happened back in Tony Ayo, they would have asked Tony Ayo if he got left off.
But why couldn't they like take a picture of him and then just, or just take a picture up there with him?
I don't
We
think
don't do that in
Photoshop.
New York, B. We do murals.
So he was in jail selling fifis before he got out.
By the way, I had a quick question for you guys.
And envelopes.
Last night I woke up around 11 o'clock and Showtime was on, right? Let me tell you what was on.
was on?
Start packing up now.
No, it's not bad, but I just got a quick question, because this movie, did we really stereotype how 2000 was going to be? Did we think of it this way? But this movie came on, and I immediately looked at it. It was so weird because the graphics were horrible.
Simon
But,
Says.
no, Strange Days.
Shut up. That one you was.
Well, Angela Bassett.
Simon Says.
You know what I'm talking about? Strange Days? Like, you know how like everybody like the 2000s like supposed to be all techno-like and stuff, and like everybody wears like leather and stuff.
That's how Demolition Man supposed to be in too. Like, there's a whole bunch of movies like that. I can name them right now.
By the way, Angela Bassett for 60 years old.
You watch 911? Yeah.
Alright, Johnny Cocker like, nigga, please. Get us off here.
Get it? Hey, Dave.
Get us off
They
here.
came on the other day too.
Thank you, Dave. Thanks, Mook. Thanks, Hendo. BMO, we're out. Most Sports Talk. Listen to us on iTunes, also on SoundCloud and Spreaker. Check out our website, mosportstalk.com. We are out.